are you? Still setting up here. If you're just signing on, live chat. Okay, we should be good to go. I think the mic is on. You'll have to let me know if that sounds good. We are doing a live stream for the first time in quite a while. It's good to be here. Usually we do our live streams Sunday morning at the dealership, but hey, it's Thursday night. A lot of you have been asking for the sit down in the office live stream, talk a little Tundra, and there's been some questions I asked you guys about a while ago to let me know what you want to talk about tonight. And we do have about 5 or 6 things to cover, so that should be fun. Let me see if I could get this going on my little pad here. What's going on, Mike? Frank, missed you too, pal. Missed you too. See what's going on as far as this over here. So it's not connecting to the internet, of course. Tam, what's up? Hello, people signing on. Bear with me as I set up. There's always some glitch in the beginning of these things, especially when we do them from home. Tundra Dan, TC, how you doing? For some reason, there we go. This might work now. It's good to see everyone. Thank you for being here. Random Thursday night. Some of you asked to get this going again and get back to a weekly live stream, so consider this number one. Tom, how you doing? Texas in the house. I like. Oh no, Horsham, PA. My bad. All right, let's see if this popped up on here yet. So the reason I'm doing this is if I don't have this screen, I can't see your questions if I'm answering somebody else's question. It's a real big pain. Blaster, what's going on, pal? Johnson City, Tennessee. All right. Skip that. Live chat there. So we should be good to go now. There's the live chat. Okay, I think I got to everyone. Ernest, hello. Long time, yes. Been putting up videos almost every single day, at least every other day. If you don't know, if you're new to the channel, we do a dealership walk every Sunday. All right, so that video goes up on Monday. But when I'm at the lot on Sunday morning, I do a live stream every Sunday morning from whatever location I'm in. So if you're up, make sure you hit the notification bell and join us. We would like to hear what you think. I do a quick overview of what the video will be about the next day. Got a fun one coming up this week, so make sure if you're around on Sunday, you check it out. So I also asked you guys to bring your beverage of choice. I hope many of you out there did. I certainly did, because we haven't done this in a while, right? So let's have some fun, talk a little Tundra, and yeah, why not, right? Thursday night. This is my full-time job, so I'm at work right now. I hope many of you are off tomorrow. Probably not. Jimmy, how you doing? But let's start this off right. A cheers, massive cheers to the military and emergency services of the United States and Canada. Thank you for everything you do. We appreciate you. We love you. And a huge thank you to all of the truckers across the United States and Canada as well. Without them, we don't get what we need. So cheers. Great way to start the live stream. Got the Carl Edwards. I guess you could call it can hugger. It's really a bottle hugger, but we're using it for a long can today. So here we are, and I don't want to start with the questions right away. I asked you guys in a post on the channel a few days ago, if you have any questions up front, let me know, and we will talk about them. I'm going to wait for everybody to sign on. We're still a little early, 7:52 p.m., and I would say around 8:10 we'll get started on those questions. Some of the things you guys asked, there's some good ones in there. I'd like to chat about it, and then we could hear what each of you are thinking. So where are you at right now with Tundra? What are you thinking? What did I think of the Daytona 500? I'm a Ross Chastain fan, so I was happy until coming off of turn 4 with about to be 1 to go. But yeah, good race. But if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns other than the stuff we're going to deal with tonight, that's what these live streams are. When I do live streams like this, I loosely have some stuff to talk about, and I do that on purpose because a lot of you guys come to this and you just want to have a chat, and we kind of go from there. And that's always been the best way to do it for me. But I do have some pre-planned question to kind of meet in the middle for everyone. Tam says, I got my TSS leveled and 35s, and now I feel like the way, or you like the way it looks. Oh, good. That sounds awesome. Leveled with 35s. Nothing wrong with that. Ernest says, one question. How many TRD Pros have you seen on lots for the past weeks? I saw one at Koch last week, and then it's probably been about a month or so since I've seen another one. There was a minute there between, I would say, late September, maybe mid-October to Christmas. I would see one every other week or so, but not as much now. I did see the Terra last week, which was sitting there. It didn't even have a sticker on it. It looked like it just came off a truck, but I couldn't find any sticker on it. Don't know. Mike says, do you think we'll ever get a TRD Pro non-hybrid with performance package? That's the ideal truck, in my opinion. I don't think we're ever going to see the performance package. I don't know. I mean, maybe because it does give a little boost of horsepower. That'd be really nice. They might have it in a way. I think this is coming down the pike, and they kind of mentioned this in the press release that at first it's only going to be on trucks from the factory, but eventually you may be able to bring in the Tundra you own to get the work done to the truck, at a service center or something. In that case, they may do it. Will they ever do it will they ever do it to the TRD Pro? I certainly hope so, but if not, hopefully you have that backup to go to a service center and do it yourself. Non-hybrid, I don't think so, but I don't know. I think they want the TRD Pro just one way. We always talk about this on the lot. Crew Max, iForce Max, 5.5-foot bed 4x4, and that's how they want it. It comes basically loaded in one way. You can't really add much to it. And I'm not talking about side steps and spray-on bed liners. I'm talking about, Pano JBL, black headliner, power folding mirrors, premium auto leveling headlights. It's all there. There's nothing to add to the Pro. So I think because the Pro is already a limited quantity trim and a special trim, they just want to have it one way. But I could be wrong. It'd be great if it was in iForce. I feel like everyone is starting to go the direction or want to go the direction of regular iForce over iForce Max. So it'd be great to see them do that down the road. I will tell you this, as someone who goes to dealerships very often and spends most of my week studying what is out there all over the country on places like Auto Trader and Car Gurus, I spend a lot of my time doing that. And across the nation, these lots have a lot of iForce Maxes sitting on the lot right now. For instance, if you haven't seen it, after you're done with this live stream, make sure you go check out my last dealership walk, Koch 33 Toyota, Easton, Pennsylvania. There was like 2 or 3 regular iForce and a lot full of iForce Max with some pretty big discounts on them. So I don't know how Toyota will respond to that, if they will double down on iForce Max or if they will go a different direction and start pushing that iForce a lot more. Now, I can tell you, as someone who's driven both, and I owned the TRD Pro, which is the iForce Max, for not 6-7 months, and now I have the regular iForce and I drive it long distance and, to all these dealerships all over the place, Virginia, New Jersey, PA, wherever I'm ending up going that week. I like the iForce Max. It is very powerful. It is a fun truck to drive, a fun engine to drive, but the iForce does the job just fine. In no way is it underpowered, and the fuel mileage on it is pretty good. When I get home from these trips, I'm always in the low 20s, and when we do pump to pump, we always end up, right around 21, 22 mpg. So it's really a no-lose situation with the iForce. Once again, the iForce Max is a little bit more powerful, but at the end of the day, there's enough power in the iForce to get me down the road. Happy, fine, no problem. Going from iForce Max to iForce, I thought I was going to have that moment of like, oh, why did I do this? But I don't really feel that way at all. I really like my SR5. And once again, the iForce engine does great, even with fuel mileage. All right. Let's see. Jimmy says, I like the jacket you're wearing. I do too. It's a nice hoodie. It even has the police stuff on the side, so I like that as well. That's great MPG results. Yes, Mike, if you go back and look, I did an MPG run in the Terra TRD Pro. I think it was late last month. It might have been early this month. I can't remember. I had a week with the Terra TRD Pro. Go check out the results of that. And if you look back through some of the videos, you'll see some of my other MPG tests. Every time I get a Tundra, I take it on a 175-mile ride and do a pump to pump just to see where it's at. Are you seeing used new gen on the lots? Not much. I see my local one has an SX, which is like a low-level SR5 that's just body color. They had an army green double cab SR5 recently too. And maybe when I go to the lots, I'll see one, but there's not a lot of used new gens that I'm seeing out there yet. They are out there though. I have seen, on Auto Trader, there are some used ones. If you just search the nation and you will see. Brian, how you doing? Army green jacket. I'm calling it. Yep, I like the army green jacket. Bring back army green, Toyota. We would love it. All right, so what is it? 7:58. We're still going to wait till 8:10 to start talking. Boy, here we go. All right, we're back again. Can you hear me? Give me the heads up. Someone comment, yes, we can hear. All is well. Give me a thumbs up. Give me something. Just need to know you guys are still there before we keep going, or if I have to reset this thing. Okay, Chad says yes. Thank you, Chad. Once again, if you didn't hear me before, in case if you missed it and didn't see the news today, they're having cellular trouble all over the country today with all different brands. AT&T especially. I use AT&T. So this might be a rough live stream with cutting in and out. I apologize in advance. Of course, the one day we return to live streams is the day they're having cellular trouble all over America. But we're here. We're good. Let's keep going and use this time effectively and efficiently. I've driven, okay, so back to Ernest. I've driven all the trims for the Gen 3. No other truck drives good and comfortable like the TRD Pro. What is your thought? I disagree with that. I disagree with that strongly. TRD Pro drives great. Turning radius is atrocious on the TRD Pro versus the other trims. But the Capstone drove well. I'm telling you, my SR5 drives great. Every Tundra I've driven in the new gen, I give credit to the way it drives as far as how comfortable it is, the cornering, the brake dive. It's a completely different monster than other Tundras out there. Would I say the TRD Pro is the smoothest, best driving Tundra? No. It's a good driving Tundra, but no, I wouldn't pick that as my number one. But hey, Ernest, to each their own, buddy. To each their own. That's the fun part. We don't always have to agree. Someone tell the world we don't always have to agree. I appreciate it. Tundra Dan says, I've been driving the wife's new TRD Pro 4Runner the last couple days, and man, it's such a sweet SUV. It definitely feels old school with the tech, but I kind of like it more for the reason, or that reason. Yes, I agree. That 4Runner sweet. Anthony says, how's the old man's Gladiator? He seems to like it still. It doesn't have a lot of miles on it. He doesn't drive far distances or anything. And his girl has a little Toyota, I don't even know what it is, a little Corolla hatchback. They take that everywhere, so he doesn't drive it as much. It probably has like 3,000 miles on it, honestly. Lewis says, what are some of the problems that continue to hear or see that keep popping up for the Tundra other than the recalls? Well, actually, that's one of the questions tonight. I'll do a quick, go over here, but we'll get really into that when I read that question in roughly 9 or 10 minutes. If you're thinking wastegate issue, that's long been fixed. Toyota changed their supplier. That is not an issue anymore on the Tundra. The rattling thing, people talk about the rattling and the window noise, the wind noise from the windows or whatever. I guess that just depends on what Tundra you had. I've driven so many of these new gens at this point. I've never had that problem where I've had a rattling dash or anything like that. So that might be more of a confined issue, as in, here and there, some people will have a problem and then go online and blast how they feel about it. And that's a lot of the thing too, is when you go to like forums and stuff and you read what people are saying, you got to kind of take it into how they're feeling at the time when they're saying it. So if something breaks on my Tundra, tomorrow you're going to see a video of how upset I am, okay? So it's hard to tell sometimes what's a widespread issue and what's something you're seeing here or there, like that seat crack on the side that people talk about every once in a while. I've heard quite a few people say they have a problem. Is there enough to change something with the side of the seat? Doesn't look like it yet. But as far as big problems, there was a bearing issue that's already been taken care of. Those were the two big ones, and the rattling is what I hear the most. If you have any that you have a question about that I'm forgetting, please feel free to ask. But listen, guys, it's a new generation. They're going to have problems. This is a completely different direction for the Toyota Tundra than we've ever seen before. They took their old generation and basically started over. Okay, I mean, we're talking a new frame, a new body, new suspension, new engines, new everything. So listen, we're going to have the weird recalls in the beginning. We're going to have those couple bugs that need to be worked out here and there. Same thing happened in 2007 when the 5.7 V8 came out. In 2014, I bought a 2014 later in 2014. August 2014 is when I bought mine. Literally 2 weeks later, I got a recall. So listen, recalls happen, and hopefully it just gets better and better as the years go on. The good news is this. Toyota doesn't change design too much. So if they keep this new generation set up, as far as like the displacement, the engines, everything like that, the more they have it, the longevity of the stuff they're using will cause this stuff to become more reliable. And just like when we talk about the 4-liter V6 or the 5.7 V8, hopefully one day we have a bulletproof setup. How will the turbochargers go long term? That remains to be seen, but something we could keep an eye on. Anywho, Great question, by the way. Okay, where am I? Sean, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. After going through both trucks and my daughter going off to college, I'm thinking of going down to the new Tacoma. Like the look a little bit than Tundra, new design, language just better in it. Okay. Well, good news. I'll be having a new Toyota Tacoma press vehicle eventually, sooner than later, I would say within the next month or so. So I can tell you everything we love and hate about it. I can't wait to get my hands on one of those just to see, because, the Tacoma, it's the little brother of the Tundra. Blaster says our Toyota dealer in town has some deals on Tundras on many models below MSRP. Good. We'll be buying one later this summer, more than likely a limited i4 Supersonic Red. Great choice. Yeah, you're going to start seeing, all of those deals around the country, and it really depends on where you are. I know there still are some lots doing markups. If a lot of you guys always ask why I go over to Pennsylvania to do a lot of filming. Well, there's two reasons. Number one, I want to go as far as humanly possible and film as many dealerships as possible. This is just the beginning. So going out into Pennsylvania has been awesome because, it's something different. It's a place we haven't gone. And in Pennsylvania, there is a lot of Tundras with under MSRP deals. In New Jersey, it's hit or miss. Some dealerships are under MSRP. Some are still marking up like we're in COVID. So really just depends on where you are. I always say this to people. In your area, if you're seeing markups, don't be afraid to go to websites like Auto Trader and see if, there's deals a little further out in your radius that you may be able to get, something amazing on as far as like a great deal. Then you go and you drive to get it, or you have them ship it to you, or meet them halfway. A lot of options out there. If your local dealer isn't giving you the deal you want, there are other options. If you're worried about distance, these dealerships, these dealership teams, they do shipping, they do deals across the country all the time. So any questions you have, they'll be happy to ask. Some dealerships want to move Tundras now. So keep that in mind when you're looking. Brian says, has there been any known issues with all the cameras, big screen setup, and general interior electronics? None that I know of. I've seen a couple people here and there say something about their 14-inch screen went out. I mean, literally one or two people, and they took it in and got it reflashed and everything was fine. But, I don't know. You'd have to go really read deep on the forums into the problems to see if anybody's having anything out there. Tom says, to each their own, but I cannot part with my 5.7 and that known reliability. No. If you have a 5.7 V8 and you're happy with your truck, there's no reason to trade in. Enjoy that thing. It's going to last over 500,000 miles if you take care of it. Enjoy it. No one's pushing you into the new gen. If that's what you have, go for it. When you're ready for the new gen, I can answer some questions for you on that as well. I get the question all the time. This is like a number one question on the channel week by week. Do you like the new gen or do you miss the old gen? Why can't I have both? The old generation was a great truck. It was your last, I always say this, the last frontier of the old generation pickup truck. Leaf springs, 5.7 V8. It felt like a truck, big. It felt like you were driving something big. Brake dive, handling, it wasn't the most comfortable ride in the world. And it was a fun pickup truck. Now with this new generation stuff, and I'm not just talking about Toyota, just the way everything's going, it doesn't really feel like that style of a pickup truck. If you were to go into an old generation Tundra, driving around for 20 minutes, and then go right into a new generation Tundra, you wouldn't even feel like it was the same model, make, anything. It felt completely different. There's a lot that these new ones offer. If you are someone that's about the technology, the fuel mileage is a little bit better. It's still putting up good tow numbers as far as capacity. Payload isn't terrible. This could be something down the road, especially when they work out all the bugs, that everybody is happy with. Anytime there's change, you're always going to see people go directly to the negative. Unfortunately, the world we live in, the negative stuff is very polarized. But many of us new generation Tundra owners are happy with what we have. And I get asked, do I miss my 2020 TRD Pro over the one I have now? Which one would I pick? I love the one I have now, and I would pick the one I have now. For my needs and what I use my truck for, it's been great, and I love it. And I love the technology inside, and I love the 14-inch screen when I'm driving these long distances. It's very easy to, mess around with as far as navigation and stuff, changing the radio station, Pandora, whatever. I don't really even have to look at it because the screen is so big, and it's not, an attention grabber. It doesn't pull your attention away from the road. It really is awesome. So I like the new generation Tundra. a lot. It's powerful, it's fun to drive, it's comfortable. So for me, new generation Tundra is awesome. Does that mean the 5.7 V8 last generation Tundra is not awesome? No, that's awesome too. And you guys know I have a lot of favorites in the last generation and even the first generation. And I'm always on Auto Trader sitting there looking. I'm always looking because there are some, if I was to find a great deal on, I would find some way to buy of the old generation because there's just something special about a big, loud, roaring V8 with that TRD dual exhaust. You know, that's a different kind of feeling, a different kind of animal. But that doesn't make the new one bad either. All right. So I'm going with that long-winded stuff. I had 2 Pepsis before we started, and I apologize for that. LVO says, I will keep my 2018 Platinum with 26,000 miles. That thing's brand new. Enjoy that. Anthony A says, the TRD off-road inventory here in South Texas seems to be fading away. The TSS off-roads are taking over once again. Yeah, so down there, you guys deal with a lot of TSS. You know, and if you're in any part of the country that's not the southeastern to Gulf states Toyota, if you don't know what the TSS package is, it's an appearance package on the Tundra. It's like an SR5 with a better wheel and tire, side steps. It's got a black emblem on the front, black emblems, blacked out emblems down the side. So that is kind of all over the South. As far as the TRD off-roads, the last 2 dealerships I've been to, there's been very few TRD off-roads up here too. And this is usually where we see a lot of them. Let's see. Hashem says, do you think 10% off MSRP for Tundra Limited is fair? Thanks and enjoy your videos. Let's see, 62. That's real fair. So if it's a $62,000 truck and you're getting 10% off MSRP, $6,200 off is very nice. I'm seeing anywhere from $2,500 to about $8,000 off. And that $8,000, $7,000, $6,500 is more capstone related. The capstones have the biggest discounts because they're having the most trouble selling them. Chris says, greetings from Pittman, New Jersey. Greetings from New Jersey as well, my friend. Gerald, what's going on, buddy? How's your Platinum? Are you loving it? Let me know. New generation engine is awesome. Love the 5.7 as well. Absolutely. I'm right on board with you. The new gen is much more, no, the new gen is refined, and I love the ride quality of the new Tundra. Okay, good. All right, so I guess it's time we could do the preloaded questions, and you guys let me know what you think. But let's have a sip. I hope everybody has a drink with them. We're having a nice, enjoyable time. We haven't done this in a while. Make sure you hit the like button. Welcome aboard. When was the last time we did a in the basement sit down Thursday, Friday night live stream? It's been a minute. So grab your drink, sit back and relax. Like button, subscribe, do it all. I'm not going to sit here and bother you with all that all night about subscribing and hitting the like button. Just go ahead and take care of it now, and then we don't have to talk about it anymore. All right. Timeout on the comments. Here's what I'm going to do, because I have to go off of my comment screen that I'm using over here and go to another part of the iPad to read the questions. I'm going to read the question. I'm going to give you my answer. You guys put your responses up as I'm going, and then at the end, we will come back and I will read absolutely everything. Let's take care of it. Let's see what we got. I don't remember where I put them. Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. I got to do it a different way because I forgot to load them onto here. This was a rough start for me tonight. All right. Usually I'm pretty impressed with myself about how I get everything going. But tonight has been not the best start. Whatever. I'm my own boss. I'll yell at myself tomorrow. Here we go. Okay, first one here. Kevin says, what do you think Toyota can add to improve the Tundras, all trims, whenever it does a mid-cycle refresh? Okay, a lot of people are saying 2025 will be a mid-cycle refresh. I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't think so. That seems too soon. 2022 is the new generation, so why would you do that a couple model years later, especially with the new generation selling as well as it is? So what do I think they can improve? Number one, I think all of you will agree with this, and this is something that is practical. I'm not going to say V8. We're not going to see a V8 anymore. V8s, I can't speak. V8s are going away across the board. Look at Ram. Look at Stellantis. Unfortunately, we're going the other direction from V8s. Tow hooks is what I would like to see in the Toyota Tundra. That is the main thing. I like the stuff they've done when it came to, all right, we gave a Crew Max with a 6.5-foot bed, which people have asked about for a very long time. We gave a Platinum with a TRD off-road package. People have been asking about that for a very long time. We upped the tow capacity to the point where Any more tow capacity on a half ton? No thanks. At that point, you get a 2500. I think they're right where they need to be on the tow capacity part. I would like to see, and we're already seeing the bugs get worked out of these engines. So I want them to stay with the engine setups they have now, because if they keep switching out of it, you're just not going to have what we usually get from Toyota, which is that quality, dependability, and reliability, right? You want them to keep rocking with the same engine, fix what's wrong with it up front, and then years down the road, you'll start to see very high quality setup in the Toyota Tundra with the 3.4 twin turbo V6. Think of the Toyota Tacoma when they relaunched it in 2016. At first, no one liked that engine and that setup, and now it's looked at as one of the most reliable Toyota engines, in the past however many years. So the main thing for me, tow hooks matter. I wish they would bring back the 6-seater, not in all trims, but maybe down in SR and SR5 with the column shifter, because you see me talk about SR. They need to revamp the SR. It is a work fleet truck. It is meant for people trying to do the job, right? So give them an opportunity to do the job with the most seats you could have in the truck. You can't get the SR with the Crew Max and the 6.5-foot bed. So make that an option as well, right? Because you want it to be the most capable. And also get rid of that detuned engine for SR. Give it the regular 3.4 I-Force, not the detuned version of it. That's another thing. Main thing for me is tow hooks. Feel free to let me know what you think. And of course, everyone would say, better pricing. I agree with you on better pricing. I just don't know, judging with the amount of stuff they changed in this truck and all of the technology that is in the trucks nowadays. And I say trucks is in all trucks, not just Tundra. These prices are skyrocketing more and more. What we need incentives back on our side with good interest rates, like blue collar interest rates where regular everyday people like you and me can afford them. We need those back, and we need these dealers to stay under MSRP and continue to lower prices. That's the main stuff. But as far as something physical, tow hooks. I want tow hooks. Some people will say they want the I-Force Max to be set up for fuel efficiency versus power. I hear that a lot from you. Don't forget the I-Force Max is set up for towing power and just overall power of the truck, torque, everything like that. And the MPG number isn't so great. So a lot of people always say, I wish the I-Force Max was set up more for fuel mileage. Okay, so that's from Kevin, the first one. The next one, I'm going to have some trouble answering. We kind of answered it. This is from Vox. He says, substantive information from Toyota on their resolution of known problems. Window rattling, trim adhesion, turbos. I'm interested in the new Tundra, but there's no way I'm going to drop that amount of money and get something that makes me feel like I'm in a Chevy Cruze. So Toyota keeps everything just like any other brand internal. It's not something they come out and shout about when there's an issue. When they fix it, they just fix it silently and it's done, depending on the problem, of course. So if you were to hit up Toyota and be like, hey, what's the deal with this? You're going to get a corporate answer. So I don't have something from Toyota with that. The window rattling, like we talked about earlier in the video, is something that is not on all Tundras. It's happening to certain owners out there. So, that they take that pretty much one issue at a time. Trim adhesion, tickling my throat. Excuse me. Trim adhesion and turbos. The turbos should be doing fine now because it was a wastegate issue that was dealt with ages ago. So I think that's the best way we're going to answer that question. There's not really much we could say about other than what we read. And sometimes master techs from Toyota will come on and talk about what they've been dealing with and if they still see the problem. The next one is from Mike Hughes. Sales comparison so far for the 2022 Plus and the previous generation Tundras. Excellent question. 2023 was the 4th best sales year for the Toyota Tundra in its history since 2000. 4th best. All right. So they're in the right direction for sure. And don't forget, Tundras didn't really start showing up on the lots in full force like we're seeing now until middle, maybe summer 2023. That's when all of a sudden all the part shortage ended and we started to see more than 2 or 3. We started to see 15 or 20 like we do on every lot. So that being 2023 was the 4th best sales year, with really only having half the year at full inventory. And it's the best sales year since 2008. Okay? 2023, best sales year since 2008, which the 2008 number is second best. 2007 is first best, and 2006 is third. So it goes 07, 08, 06, 2023. So the sales are good on the Tundra right now as far as their numbers. If you're talking about versus some of the other brands out there, the Tundra is never anywhere near where the GMs and the Rams and the Fords are. They're on another plane. But at this pace, maybe we'll catch up a little bit on the Ram. Who knows? Because the Ram has now gotten rid of the V8 for 2025. We'll see what happens there. Travel says, is it worth trading 2018 SR5 double cab for a 2024 SR5 Crew Max? I just want more sitting space, but not sure if the new ones are worth the extra money. Well, if you're going from double cab to Crew Max, you'll get more space. If you were going double cab to double cab, I would tell you no, because the new generation double cab is not meant for humans in the back seat, in my humble opinion. Is it worth the money? That's all going to come down to you. You need to go to the lot. And I say this to anyone that's in this predicament that Mr. Travel here is as well. If you have an old gen and you're thinking about a new gen, you could watch YouTube channels like mine all the time, and I could point you in the right direction. But it's all going to come down to you and your family going to sit inside these trucks and see if you like what they offer. Drive them, because they are night and day different. Some people will be like, absolutely, it's totally worth it. Some people will be like, don't do it. So you have to go and test drive these trucks. I'm telling you, the first time I hopped in to a new generation Tundra, it took me a minute to get used to what I was driving because it was so different than the old generation. So go test that out. Irwin says the current generation Tundra Crew Max SR5 with TRD off-road and premium package, and the Crew Max 4x4 TRD Sport similarly optioned. So what are the differences in the TRD off-road and TRD Sport in SR5? The main difference is this. For TRD off-road, you get the locking rear diff, crawl control, multi-terrain select. You can't get that in Sport. In TRD Sport, you get a 1.5-inch drop in the front. Okay, your Bilstein suspension is a little bit lower in the front. Body color all the way around on the Sport. The TRD off-road and SR5 has chrome. But the main stuff is the locking rear diff, multi-terrain select, and crawl control. Those are the three main things that are different. As far as the premium setup on the inside, that gives you heated soft tech seats, dual zone automatic climate control. If you get the premium audio package, it gives you the 14-inch screen and the bed lights and the outlet. Okay? So there are some differences, but the main thing that I always want to tell people, the only way to get the locking rear diff, multi-terrain select, and crawl control is TRD off-road in any of the trims. It has to be TRD off-road or TRD Pro. It's the only way you get it. Here's another one of those questions that we just talked about. Would I rather have a previous gen Tundra? No, I like my new gen Tundra, but I love the previous gen and I love the first gen. That's why I've dedicated 8 years of my life to a Tundra channel, because I love the product. Are there second gen Tundras that I would buy today? Oh, all day long. Behind me is a 2016 Quicksand TRD Pro front end grill. All right, that's up there because that's my favorite. So yes, absolutely. Discounts I am seeing. So I'm seeing anywhere from 2,500 to 8,000-ish. I did see a couple at 10,000 off, and that's Capstone. As I said earlier in the video, the real discounts right now are on the Capstones and the iForce Maxes. That is what they're pushing because they're not selling so good. Obviously, it depends on where you are in the country. Pretty much nationwide, though, you're not seeing Capstones move very much. So that is all the questions I got from the post I put up a few days ago. Now I will come back and answer your questions that you're asking live. Before I join you guys again, a cheers. If you have a drink, please put it up. For the military, emergency services of the United States and Canada, we love you. Thank you for all you do for us. And for the truckers across the United States and Canada, thank you for keeping us moving. As a nation, we couldn't do without you. Cheers. All right, back to it. Back to it. These are starting to hit me a little bit, just so you know. So God help me. All right, let's see. I got to find my way back to the stream here. Here we go. Okay. I'm way behind, so give me a minute. I'm going to try to blow through some of these questions. I don't know where I am. Okay, do you think Toyota will offer lower APR rates? I certainly hope so. I think eventually we're going to have to. I mean, these trucks got to move, right? So incentives are starting to come back. We just need them to go more and more. Hopefully sooner than later, but I'm starting to see those signs out there that that's coming. Let's see. Anthony says the 2022 TRD off-roads were all over the lot. Now 23 and 24, all TSS or non-TRD 4x4. Yeah, you guys got a lot of two-wheel drive down there, Texas. Chris says, love my 2020 SR5 TRD off-road 4x4, 28,000 miles will keep forever. Yeah, you got a lot more miles on that one, my friend. Keep that forever. And keep up with us on how it's driving. Renegade says, good evening, my friend from Pittsburgh. Quick question. What have you... Oh, when you had your Dirty Deeds muffler system for your V8, did you have the 10-8, or I had the 8-inch, the middle of the road one. Not the loudest, but not the quietest. Gerald says, I have a lot of wind noise on the driver's side window. There you go. There's your driver's side window road noise. Do you have the tow mirrors by any chance? Reggie, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Michael says, hi, Michael. Good to see you too. Things to bring back. Turn signals in the mirrors. I have that. I have that in my SR5. Oh, do you mean like the actual turn signals in the mirror part of it or on the outside? Because I know what you're talking about with the old school, the LED ones inside the actual mirror part. Bottom lights of the mirror puddle lights when you unlock the truck. Gen 2 had them. Gen 3 doesn't. All right, I like that. Max says, entertaining a purchase of an 07 Tundra SR5 two-wheel drive 5.7 Magnuson supercharged with 80,000 miles. One owner, meticulously maintained. How much is fair? Hard to answer questions like that. I get a lot of those questions. How much is fair? Go on Kelley Blue Book and see what the private is for that right now. What you're going to probably see, because it has the Magnuson supercharger on it, you're going to see the owner want more because that is not cheap to put on. But, you know, you got to go with what the actual truck is worth. So, like, what are they asking? Throw that out to us. Do I miss my old job? I don't miss my old job at all. I like doing this. This is a lot of fun. It's hard because, you know, you always got to come up with content. Let me tell you what, even though it's a, you know, YouTube channel job, I spend more time doing this than I ever, you know, did with my old job caring about that. You know, I'm always all over the place trying to find information, put up posts that matter to you guys, basically help you guys with every aspect of a Toyota Tundra purchase and enjoying what you've already bought. So I thank all of you for allowing me to do this full time. Without you, that wouldn't be possible. So thank you so much. Is it hard? Yes. Would I change it for anything in the world? No. I love this. So thank you for being here. Great question, Scott. Eddie says, hey, Mark, power driver seat should be standard on SR5. Shouldn't have to get the Softex for a power seat. Lots of Tundras on lot from Rhode Island. That's crazy. I agree with you 100% on that. Power seat should be what a CD player was in 2004. You know, everything had it. I agree. Wood Duck, what's up, buddy? I'm starting to see lots more new Tundras on the road in Tennessee. That's good. I'm seeing them all over the place around here, especially for businesses. I'm seeing a lot of business Tundras. I'll try to take a picture of one that goes by me. New generation business Tundras. Max says, thanks, man. Appreciate the input. Listed 30,000 or best offer. It really depends on how that SR5 is built. Is it a column shifter, 6-seater, floor-mounted shifter? Throw that into Kelley Blue Book and see what comes back. Wood Duck says, same here in Oklahoma and Texas. Or Bobby says that. Hi, Bobby. It's a little steep, but I'm telling you, the Magnuson supercharger makes people charge more. And I could tell you that because when I traded in my Magnuson Tundra, the number they gave me at first, I was like, it has a supercharger on it. What are you talking about? So I kind of get where they're coming from. Dan says, so is the new Tacoma press vehicle coming in the near future? Curious what your opinion is on it. Yes. I don't know when, but it is coming within, I would think, the next month or so. I'm already on the docket, so we're good. That was the first thing I wanted. Even though this is a Tundra channel, Tacoma matters. You have to be able to help people decide full size, mid size. IKG says, I feel like I've seen a huge increase in Tundras on the road here in North Carolina. I would think so because the sales numbers are pretty good right now. By the way, we have just seen the January sales numbers, and this was the best January Toyota had since 2008. Okay, so we're in the right direction. Joseph, what's up, buddy? When are you going to do some real world towing testing with your Tundra and some off roading? Off roading, sure. Towing, I got a boat. I mean, I don't have a boat. My father has a boat. That's the most real world testing I could do with it. And from the times I've towed with the boat, not on camera, because it's really, I mean, I could do it for you if you want. It's really no big deal. There's really nothing to report on it. It feels great. The truck pulls great. Of the boat, I've actually towed two different boats with it. One was a 21 foot, and the other one, I believe, was a 22 or 23 foot. Big boys, but it towed it just fine, just like the last generation Tundra. No slouch whatsoever. The 5.7 V8 towed great. This truck tows great. Danny says, "Is the iForce Max worth it?" I like my iForce. I had the iForce Max. I think if I was doing maybe a lot of towing, I would want the iForce Max. That might be a good one. But overall, you'll hear some people say they love the iForce Max. It is more powerful. It's fun to drive, but so is the regular iForce. So you could save yourself. I think the difference is 3,000 to 3,500 up front when it comes to pricing differences between the iForce and the iForce Max. So you could save yourself a little chunk of change right there. Oof. Oh, I don't like that flavor. Do it anyway. Wood Duck says Bassmasters anglers are using new Tundras to pull them big bass boats. Yes, they are. A lot of sponsorship there. New York, what's up, buddy? Just want to say hi. I'm out having sushi with my wife, looking at me and saying, "Really, dude, gotta go." Hey, I'm sorry, buddy. We'll do it. Somebody asked for Friday night, and I got to be honest with you. Friday night is good sometimes, but my wife home from work, got to hang out with her, right? Dan says, "I love my Tacoma, and I definitely like the new gen, but after driving my father-in-law's limited iForce Max, I'll definitely be getting back to a Tundra soon." I feel like that is the way that a lot of people operate. They have a Tundra. They say, "I don't need this much truck. I'm going to a midsize. I'm going to a Tacoma." Then they go to the Tacoma, and then under a year later, "I'm going back to the Tundra." Happens like clockwork. Will it happen with the new generation Tacoma? That remains to be seen. Driving a Tacoma is, it's great when you need a truck to just do, basic stuff, not crazy work related things, just a truck, take it to Lowe's, get your mulch, do whatever you got to do. You have that bed for whenever you need it, but you don't use it all the time. But if you're someone who uses your truck for a lot of stuff and a lot of towing, at that point, just go half ton, 2025, do you see tow hooks? I'm going to say yes. 2025, I see tow hooks. They've got to be hearing us complain about the tow hooks. V8, you're not going to get the V8. Tow hooks, we can work with that, right? So I do see that coming eventually. I thought it was going to be for 2024. I'll be completely honest with you, but hopefully 2025. Matt says, "I have a 2016 Tacoma and can't wait to move up to the Tundra." There you go. I have a sore spot in my heart for the Tacoma. My first Toyota was a Tacoma. I helped my father-in-law get a 2021. No, not 2021. What is it? I think it's 2023. 2023 Tacoma TRD Off-Road Lunar Rock. That thing is sweet. Let me tell you what. That Tundra, I can't even get my trucks right now. This is what happens when I make Tacoma videos. I have to go back and redo it all the time because I say Tundra. Creature of habit. His Tacoma TRD Off-Road, fully loaded, Lunar Rock. It's amazing. 2023, the last year of the old setup. They have the 3.5 V6 in that truck. He loves that truck, and I love that truck. So it's perfect for his needs. And it all comes down to that. That's the end of the day. We can all sit here and talk about what you should get, but you have to determine what you need and what you want to spend your hard-earned money on, because, my friends, these are not cheap anymore. None of these trucks are cheap. Call Me says, "Will we see more 2024 Platinum with TRD Off-Road iForce Max coming in the next few months?" I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, people didn't believe me when I said this, which I don't know why you would think I'd lie to you. So, I'm just trying to help you guys out. The Platinum with the TRD Off-Road package has been one of the hardest trucks I've ever had to find. I had to go to Virginia to see the Lunar Rock iForce Max TRD Off-Road Platinum. I had to drive 5 hours to see that truck because there were only 3 within a 500-mile radius of me. So they're out there, but they're out there in really low numbers. So if you go on places like Auto Trader and put in Platinum TRD Off-Road, you will see them, an iForce Max. You will see them. They are out there. There is not a lot on the ground. I don't know purpose. This truck has more demand than a TRD Pro at this point. So, let's see. Scott says, how many dealerships give you a welcome sign? Two. It was just two. Thompson Toyota was the first one to do it, and that was back in late January. And then the next week or the week after, I went to Tri-County Toyota. I think it was 2 weeks later, and they did it because they're a competitor to Thompson. So, what people think is these dealerships ask me to come to their lot. That is not the case. What I do is I walk a lot on Sunday. I do the live stream. The next day, I film or I put my video together that I filmed on Sunday, and that's your dealership walk on Monday. Tuesday morning, when I wake up and have coffee, I try to determine where I'm going to go next. If it's a place I've never been, I reach out to the general sales manager or the GM of the dealership, and I say, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. I'd like to come and walk your lot. Do you have any problem with that? Is there anything you want me to say about your dealership that you want the people to know? It's a common email. Same thing. A lot of times I get back, oh my God, we're a big fan of yours. We watch your channel all the time. We'd love to have you here. Or I get people saying like, yeah, if you want to come walk the lot, I don't care. I've never had a no. One time I had one dealership ask if I could move my dealership walk to a week later because there was too much ice on the dealership surface. Like we just had a bad storm and they didn't want the potential of me falling, which was very nice of them. But no, two dealerships gave the welcome sign, which is totally cool. I think that's awesome. But I don't need that. I'm just basically going there to show off their location and what they have and the pricing they have. Both of those dealerships also offered you guys, the fans of the channel, big discounts. So that was nice of them to do. They really, went above and beyond with that one. When I went to Scranton Toyota, which was in Pennsylvania, I went there, filmed. They caught wind that I filmed in their lot. And I don't know what he was. He might have been the GS sales managers reached out to me and they were like, yo, next time you're coming, let us know, and they ended up sending me a couple, actually this right here, they sent me a couple shirts and a hoodie thanking me for being there. So that was cool of them too. Will Toyota make Sequoia a non-hybrid option? I don't think so. I don't think they sell enough Sequoias to have too many options, but I could be wrong. I was surprised they didn't make one of them. Or one of the trims, regular iForce. David, what's up? Happy birthday, my friend. I can't remember if that was today or yesterday, but happy birthday to you, sir. David owns a second generation 1794 with TRD off-road package. It is beautiful. Moto and Truck says, my suggestion for content is more testing with your current truck. You got it, pal. Max says, do you ever do private party truck reviews? Like what? What do you mean? You tell me what you mean. See, Call Me says, also, is the 3-inch lift worth it? 3,000. What I always tell people with the TRD lift kit is, if that's what you're talking about, is the warranty. That's the biggest thing with that. When you get the truck with the lift, you could void your warranty. If you use another lift or part of the warranty, if you use an aftermarket lift or whatever, and you got to make sure the people putting it on, will hold the warranty of the part. There's a lot of things you have to deal with. With the TRD one, at least you're getting a part that was made for the Tundra, engineered for the Tundra, and it comes with the factory warranty. If you get it, that's already on the truck when you buy the truck. But everyone who has it says they love it. All right. David says, thank you, sir. Yes, it is today. David's birthday. And he's spending it with us. What a nice guy. Hey, if you're just signing on, thank you for being here. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Welcome aboard. Go check out all the dealership walks and hit that like button. It would help me greatly. Show and tell on someone's personal truck. Oh, dude, go check out the fan feature playlist on my channel. We've been doing that for a long time. Simon says, OMG, has been a while since I caught the last live stream. Greetings from Las Vegas. Beautiful Las Vegas. And thank you for being here, Simeon. Good to see you. Long time no see. Love it. All right, so we nailed all the questions. We got a lot of people involved in coming up with some of their questions. Do you like that, by the way? Should I do that every time I'm going to do a live stream? Put up a post earlier in the week saying, hey, we're doing a live stream. Hit me with your questions. I kind of like them ahead of time. It gives me a heads up on if I have to research anything or not. Chris says, why did Toyota only make 1,500 of the 1794 instead of 1,794 of them? That would have made more sense to me. I agree. Camper Mike, what's up? How you doing, buddy? Hope you're feeling well. Chris, I don't know. I thought the same thing. 1794 of the 1794 would have been really cool. But 1,500, man, it's a high demand truck. And I have a video coming out about that truck in the next day or two. I don't know what day I'm going to put it up. I made it yesterday. It'll really get you thinking. And I can't wait to hear what you guys think about that. Chris says, will Toyota be adding the Trail Hunter trim line to the Tundra lineup? I know they said they were considering adding it to all lines. Just would like to know when. Well, back in, I think it was the 2022 SEMA show, they showed the Trail Hunter line and they showed a Tundra, and people have been asking about it ever since. If you want an educated guess, I would think yes, they are going to, they are going to come out with the Trail Hunter because they have one for the Tacoma, and we've already seen some pictures of what may come to be for the Tundra. So a safe bet would say yes, eventually Trail Hunter. When? That might be a good 2025, 26 kind of a trim, spice up the new generation a little bit, because I don't think you're going to see a mid-cycle refresh for a while. Because the way, and I'm just going off the trends Toyota has always done. 07, they came out with the second generation Tundra. 2014 was the refresh. So that's a 7-year gap right there. I don't think a lot of people are saying 2025 mid-cycle refresh. It just doesn't make sense with how close that is to when it just came out. And don't forget, every year, and I don't know if this is every single manufacturer out there, I'm going off of the Tundra. What they do with the Tundra is they do these small little upgrades that they don't talk about nearly as much. Like 2024 was a big upgrade year for the Tundra. If you look into it, we got the Nightshade back for limited. We got the black headliner on the TRD Pro. We got the standalone option with the heads-up display. We got the TRD off-road package on the Platinum. There was a lot of stuff that came out, but it's just kind of like, hey, for 2024, this is what we're changing. So every year, Toyota will do these little changes that when a mid-cycle refresh happens, it's almost like, oh, that's not that different because they've been doing stuff all along. Let's see. Will Toyota, all right, read that. Camper Mike says, still on top of the soil. I tell them, I like that. David says, being in Canada, two of my favorite features are the remote start and the heated 1794 edition seats in the winter. I like that. Scott says, 2017 loaded F-150, but you have almost talked me into a Tundra. Well, what would you get, Scott? Simeon says, hey, Mark, have you seen any Tundras on the lot with 3 shark fins, which have the wireless tow camera system? One. If you remember back in, I think it was the very beginning of October, I stumbled upon that limited TRD off-road Crewmax with the 6.5-foot bed lunar Tundra. That had the 3 fins on the top. And from the press pictures of the 1794 limited edition, that might have that as well. Took my 2017 TRD off-road actually off-roading this week. That's awesome. Lewis says, I've got the 1794 TRD 2023, and I've been looking up problems with the alignment. Seems like tread on the outside tire seems to be eating fast. Will Toyota fix it under warranty? Your thoughts? I've heard of that problem with the TRD Pro, and Toyota has fixed it for a few people. It's an alignment issue or something that they can't figure out. I've never heard that with the 1794 TRD. So I would call your dealership and see what they say about that. If you don't get any luck from that, I would contact Toyota customer care and start a case number with it. That's your 2 options. But definitely take it into your dealership and see what's up with that if you're having that problem on 1794. Like I said, I've only heard about it on the Pro. Creek crossing came up to the lower half of the bumper. Nice. Way to take it off, man. Way to do it. There used to be so many good spots around me for off-roading, and this is New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen. They have shut those down pretty good. I'm moving to North Carolina. Maybe Pennsylvania. All right, so what do we got? 5 more minutes on this live stream. What else you got? Fire those questions at me. I'm ready. Go. Like I said, we got I'm going to do a video on 1794 limited edition in the next 2 days. I got another video I want to put up tomorrow, but it's weather permitting, so I don't want to say anything until it actually goes up. But there will be a video tomorrow, Saturday. Sunday's the live stream from the dealership. Monday's the walk. So you're going to get a lot of videos coming up. So if you like the content, keep on coming back. Make sure you hit that live stream on Sunday morning. Got that crossing on video, fun and nerve-wracking at the same time. Send it my way, tundra234@gmail.com. Would love to see it. By the way, with 75 of you on here, if any of you are on TikTok, I am now on there. Follow along. You're going to see a lot of short videos there. What do you know about the Toyota TRD performance package? All right, so it's going to give you a little more horsepower. I think it's 35 more horsepower. You get a different intake setup. So there's like a more aggressive cold air intake setup on it. And I think that it's like basically a tune and the cold air intakes and an exhaust. And that's it, I think. Doc says, just a comment, wish the Tundra came with steel bumpers. Don't we all? Let's see. Yeah, Facebook's fine. You can do that there, buddy. Matt says, still spots in the Pine Barrens to go off-road. Where? Tell me where. I used to go in by Miller Air Park, and that is completely blocked off now. That was my go-to spot for years. TRD off-road with 3-inch lift for TRD Pro or TRD Pro, which sits higher. No, so the TRD Pro suspension is a 1.5-inch level up front. So the TRD off-road with the 3-inch lift is definitely higher. Just got it, Mike. Thank you, buddy. Yep, just saw it pop up on the screen. So, all right, that was a fun little live stream. Good to be back doing the sit-down office live streams. My question to you is, and I need a thumbs up if you want it, do you want to do a live stream next Thursday? Do you want to make this a weekly thing? Before we get off, you got to, right now, thumbs up, do the emoji in the comments and let me know. If we have enough of these thumbs up, I will do a weekly live stream again because there's quite a few of you that have been on here. So the interest is there. That's a good thing. And bring your questions, all the stuff that you want to talk about. Bring a nice beverage for yourself. Chris says, yes, more live streams. I like it. I like it a lot. Lewis says, how would I go about alignment problem? Just ask him and see what happens. Tell them exactly what you told me. And ask them if it's a global issue with your truck or your type of truck. Brent wants to do it. Could be my last week home from work, though, if things go as planned. Well, that's a good thing. You want to get back to work. Brandon's in. George is in. BJ's in. Simeon's in. I love it. So Scott wants to do it. So we might have to do it then. We might have to do it. Mike likes it. Doc likes it. Brian likes it. Chris is down with it. I like it all. Yeah, they're fun. They're fun to do. But, you know, if it's a bad night or a bad time, I always, I don't want to put you guys in a position where you can't come through. BC has donated $2 to the channel. Crew Cab Fund. I like that because everyone knows that, I want to get a Crew Max. But right now, double cab it is. I can't afford it. But BC donated $2 to the Crew Max Fund. I like it. Thank you, buddy. TC says the world is right with a weekly live. I like that, buddy. BJ says thinking of changing. I don't know what that means. Joe, thumbs up. I like it. So it looks like everybody seems like they're down with Thursday night, 8 p.m. I will do my very best to do it every single week. I will let you know if that has to change. I might have to change a night here or there. But, yeah. Oh, Ford one. Okay, Ford F-150 currently. All right, welcome. Come to us, please. Come to the old Toyota world. Come to the dark side. But I thank you guys for being there. BC, thank you for the donation. On your way out, if you want to hit that like button, it certainly does help me a lot. It pushes this out there to more Toyota Tundra owners that we can have conversations with and learn with. So until next time, I hope you guys have a great night. And we have to end it right. And that is a cheers to the emergency services and military of the United States and Canada and the truckers. We love you. Thanks for everything you do. Be safe, be well out there. Joel from Wilson has been here the whole time. We love it. Thank you for being here, everyone. We'll see you next time. Don't forget, video going up tomorrow. So around 7, 8 p.m., check out the channel. I'll talk to you guys soon.